Hi friends, on 9th of November 2019, a decision was passed by a bench of 5 Supreme Court judges. The judges were Ranjan Gogoi, D.Y. Chandrachud, S.A. Bobde, S. Abdul Nazir and Ashok Bhushan. They delivered a judgment which was 1045 pages in length, and it had almost part A to Q, from part A, B, C to part Q. The part Q contained the relief and directions and the orders which the Supreme Court bench had to pass. It was given on 9th of November 2019. It was regarding the dispute of land at Ayodhya, which is commonly known as the disputed land, which is regarding Rama Janmabhoomi and Babri Masjid. To whom the land shall be given, what shall be built, what shall be done. These were the questions which were supposed to be answered, and the decision was given by the bench comprising of eminent 5 Supreme Court judges. The disputed land was only 2.77 acres in measurement. The decision was given, and according to that decision, the Supreme Court said in the part Q of the judgment, under relief and directions and orders, the Supreme Court said the possession of the disputed property shall continue to vest in the statutory receiver under the central government, and the central government shall within a period of 3 months from the date of this judgment formulate a scheme pursuant to the powers vested in it under section 6 and 7 of the Acquisition of Certain Areas at Ayodhya Act 1993. The scheme shall envisage the setting up of a trust with a board of trustees or any other appropriate body under section 6. The scheme to be framed by the central government shall make necessary provisions in regards to the functioning of the trust or body, including on matters relating to the measurement of the trust, the powers of the trustees, including the construction of a temple and all other necessary incidental supplementary matters. The judgment clearly shows that there shall be a trust shall be formulated, or an appropriate body shall be formulated, and so long as the trust or the appropriate body is formed, the land which is disputed one shall remain in possession of the receiver under central government, and the trust or the appropriate body shall be formulated within 3 months from the date of this judgment. According to the directions which were given in this judgment, the trust was formulated. The name of the trust was Sri Rama Janmabhoomi Tirtha Kshetra Trust. It was formulated on 5th of February 2020, and the Rama Janmabhoomi foundation, laying of foundation ceremony is going to be taken place according to the provisions of that particular trust. Now, the decision which was given by these 5 eminent judges was unanimous. There was no dissent. Everybody assented. The decision was unanimous, and everybody agreed on the decision that the land should be given to the trust, or the trust shall be formulated. Apart from this, what are the laws that are applicable to the Ram Mandir or the Ram Janmabhoomi Tirtha Kshetra Trust? I am going to talk about that also. The first is, we have to keep in mind that the Indian Constitution has given all of its citizens the fundamental right to profess, propagate and practice any religion. I can practice any religion which I want to. You can practice any religion you want to. So there is a freedom of religion. You can practice, propagate and profess any religion. So if I am a Hindu, I have got every right in the world to practice, propagate and profess Hindu religion. If there is someone who is Christian, he can practice Christianity, propagate or profess Christianity. So there is a freedom of religion. So the first point is, the first law is the Indian Constitution, which has to be kept in mind. It is the supreme act, or we can say it is the very important provision which gives you fundamental rights for the profession, propagation and practice of any religion. The second act that is applicable to this Rama Janmabhoomi Tirtha Kshetra Trust is the Trust Act. Because it is a trust, so the provisions of the trust would be applicable to this trust also. Third is, this trust is capable of accepting donations. Anybody can donate money or anything to this trust. So when there is a donation, obviously there has to be Income Tax Act. So the provisions of Income Tax Act are applicable to this Rama Janmabhoomi Tirtha Kshetra Trust also. The fourth act which is applicable to this trust and Rama Mandir is the Place of Religious Worship Act special provisions, or we can say the Places of Worship Act special provisions. Now according to this act, there is a restriction. There is a restriction which is very important one. This act freezes the religious character of any place of worship. According to this act, you have to respect and maintain the religious character of the place of religious worship. If there is someone who comes and says that this place, or tries to convert one place of religious worship to another place of religious worship, one place of religious worship of one section to another place of religious worship to another section, then that is not possible. It freezes the religious status. So if suppose I have faith in one place of religious worship, and suppose someone comes to me and says that I want to convert this place of religious worship to some other place of worship, then that is not possible. That is a restriction which has been put. I'll read it in just 10 seconds. It says that no person shall convert any place of worship of any religious denomination into one of a different denomination or section. It says no person shall convert any place of worship of any religious denomination into one of a different denomination or section. It also declares that all suits, appeals or any other proceeding regarding the conversion or converting the character of a place of worship which are pending before any court or authority on August 15, 1947 will abate as soon as the law comes in force and no further legal proceeding can be instituted. So it freezes the religious status of a place of religious worship. So the status which was on 15th of August 1947 shall remain in force, and no one has got any right to convert that religious status. So the Place of Religious Worship Act is also applicable, and the last act, the fifth act which is applicable is Acquisition of Certain Areas at Ayodhya Act 1993. This act is also applicable to Ram Janmabhoomi Tirtha Kshetra Trust and Rama Mandir. Now the disputed land was only 2.77 acres in measurement, but the government had to acquire some more land for the proper functioning of the proceeding. So the Supreme Court had to do something with it, and according to this act, almost more than 67 acres of land was acquired near Ayodhya for the proper functioning of the proceeding. The act says where there has been a long-standing dispute relating to the structure, including the premises of the inner and outer courtyards of such structure, commonly known as Ram Janmabhoomi and Babri Masjid, and whereas the said dispute has affected the maintenance of public order and harmony between different communities in the country, it is necessary to acquire certain areas in Ayodhya. So according to this act, more than almost 67 acres of land was acquired at Ayodhya for the proper functioning of the proceeding. So the 5 important points are there. Indian Constitution is there, Trust Act is there, Income Tax Act is there, Place of Religious Worship Act is there, and Acquisition of Certain Areas at Ayodhya Act is also there. On 5th of August, the laying of foundation of Rama Janmabhoomi is going to take place. I wish all the people who believe in Ram and who worship Ram as their idol a very good fortune, and I would like to convey my regards to them. It's a very good day, and my wishes are always there with you. But we have to keep in mind these 5 acts also, which are applicable. Know your rights, know rules, know laws, know your duties. Then only you can live a dignified and respected life. Thank you so much.